What's going on, YouTube? Ferocity here. I hope you guys are doing well. I decided to take a bit of a break from playing xDefiant so I could make this video for you guys and share my first impressions about this game. Because as much as I've talked about this game and hyped it up, I haven't been able to physically play it yet. It wasn't until today that I was able to go into the arena for the first time, and I'm excited for what I'm going to find. Because holy smokes, is this a very solid foundation already in a beta build of this game. I knew going into this open session that, hey, this is a test build of the game isn't going to be perfect. And I have ran into some issues. I've ran into some frames dropping, some stuttering. You might even see that in this video depending on what gameplay I use. But overall, the game feels, looks, sounds amazing. I have to commend the team over at Ubisoft for how beautiful this game looks. The maps, oh my goodness, do they look awesome. And that's just what we've seen so far. I can't wait to experience some of the new maps that are going to be coming once this game releases and also rolls into Season 1. So they've done a really good job with just the map design, and we'll talk about map flow in a second. Now, when it comes from a sound perspective, the game sounds really good. I don't know if I necessarily love the AI partner that is your announcer, but it's something that can grow on me, and I could also see them monetizing that in some way, shape, or form, but I'll hold off full judgment until I play this game a little bit more. And the way this game feels, the movement, the gunfights, it just feels like I'm playing a classic arcade shooter. And that's what I was looking for from xDefiant, was that opportunity to play an arcade shooter again, because I feel that there are other games in this genre that have kind of veered off the path of being an arcade shooter, and it's just nice to get back into this. And one of the things that makes this game feel so good is the fact the map flow lends itself so well to how this game plays. And I always feel like there's an engagement waiting for me every single life. It's not like I'm actively seeking out engagements. They seem to find me, which I don't know if that's a good sign or a bad sign. But overall, I'm finding that the game is extremely fun to play. And I'm not running around the map aimlessly trying to find gunfights and then getting shot in the back. No, I'm playing the objective and other players are playing the objective. And it really seems to just have a good flow to it right now, and I'm just thoroughly enjoying my experience. From a faction standpoint, I don't really know too much yet because I haven't been able to experiment, play, and learn about all the different factions, but it's another layer to this game that I really appreciate. I kind of knocked Black Ops 3 back in the day about the specialist system, but I feel like it works really well in this game, similar to how I felt it ended up working in both Black Ops 3 and Black Ops 4, but it works well here in xDefiant, and I'm looking forward to learning that extra layer of this game when it comes to the factions and knowing what pairs well together and knowing when to utilize certain abilities and when to hold off and how to properly form a really solid team. And that's the other part about all this, is I absolutely love the fact that this game has a team element to it. You can tell that it does because of the higher time to kill. You're meant to team shoot enemies, and that is a good thing. I like that, because sometimes those one-on-one gunfights are a 50-50 toss-up, especially with higher time to kill. But when you're working with your teammates and always moving with them, you're going to win more engagements because you're going to overwhelm the opponent. Because when you think about it, the math just doesn't work in the opponent's favor very often. I love that. I've always liked higher time to kill games because it allows for a little bit more strategy, and on top of it allows for more diversity in gunfights. It's not just, oh, I saw you first, I'm going to kill you. Oh, I used some type of BS on you, I'm going to kill you. It's, you actually have to kind of control the engagement, and I really like the way the map flow works within that higher time to kill and just how everything lends itself. It's been a really fun experience. The other thing that I do have to commend Ubisoft at doing is enemy visibility. Holy smokes, is this how it should be done? I love the fact that the enemies are so easy to see, that my old man eyes can see the enemies clearly. Unlike what we've seen in recent iterations of other arcade shooters where they're going away from enemy visibility, this game makes it crystal clear that blue is your team and red is the other team, and if they have a red silhouette, shoot them. And I really like that. And I really enjoy what we've had so far from just this open session beta. Like, this isn't even the full build yet. And I love what I'm seeing. I love the depth that Create a Class has. It's not overtly complicated. Weird how when you make things really simple, it's really easy to use. You have attachments, you have your weapons, and that's about it. There's no perks, there's no over-the-top trying to figure out a math calculation on what works and combines well together. I know that there's probably going to be best class videos, but I'm already working and tweaking what I like. And the beauty of all this is we have an unbelievable training area, which I'll show on screen right now, and we'll play some of that video of me experimenting in the training area the first time I hopped into the game. This is in depth. This is incredible. I saw this on Nero Cinema's channel yesterday, and I was blown away by what xDefiant gave us. And for me, this is better than anything else that's on the FPS market right now, and kudos to Ubisoft for doing it. Now it allows people to test out different attachments, see what works, see what doesn't, see where maybe you can gain a little bit of an advantage, see what trade-offs you can make. Because yes, there are multiple attachments per each attachment slot, but it's not like there's 30 different ones like we've seen in other games. None of the Create a Class in this game feels extremely bloated, and I really like that. It's pretty simple. It's streamlined, which I really like. And that's, I think, the main point of xDefiant is it feels like an extremely streamlined game that is made as a love letter to the arcade shooter. I felt like this was a love letter. So I guess points to Mark Rubin, who said this was a love letter to the first-person shooters. So it's been a very enjoyable experience. Now, it hasn't been without its warts, obviously, because it is a beta build. It's a test build. Like, let's give it some slack, and that's what I'm trying to do. Yes, I've had frames drop. Yes, I've had jittering. But I also have this nice little handy-dandy thing at the side of my screen, which you'll see here in some of the gameplay that I'll show. That is incredible. Thank you for just basically telling me how my PC is performing with this game. And yeah, there's jittering. It's going to happen. Whether it's my PC or xDefiant, it's something that I'm going to have to figure out along the way. But I'm okay with that. It's such a small issue that I don't really care. The other thing that I will say is this game not having prone was a little bit of a surprise to me. And the other thing you'll notice is I've been playing far too much plutonium lately, and my crouch button and my B button are switched in that, so I have to get used to using my stick for my crouch, but that's neither here nor there. What other points did I want to bring up? Obviously, I talked about the movement being extremely fluid. I find that they've done a really good job with that. You have guys just kind of like hop bouncing around the map sometimes, which is kind of funny. It's just it's a riot to play. It's fun to play. And I think that this is something that we've needed for a very long time. I'm enjoying what I've seen so far from xDefiant. I'm excited to see what we're going to get between now and the full launch of the game. But realistically, I just kind of want this video to end so I can go back to play more xDefiant. And I haven't felt like that towards a video game in quite some time. And this game deserves all the props it's getting. All of the positive reinforcement the community is giving this game is 100% deserved. I love what I've seen so far, and I'm looking so forward to what xDefiant is going to grow into over the course of its life cycle. So I'm going to leave you guys with this, because I want to go back and play some xDefiant. I want to try out all the different factions. I want to use some different guns. I want to just play all the maps, because I don't think I've played all the maps that are in this open session yet, which just goes to show you how much effort and care Ubisoft has put into this game, because this feels like a full release and it's just a beta, and that's fantastic, because that means the game can still grow before we finally get our hands on it at the final launch date. When that'll happen, I don't really know, but I'd love to hear from you guys. Have you guys played xDefiant? What do you think of it? What would you change? Anything, your first impressions, your general thoughts. I want to hear it down below in that comment section. Please do that, because again, I'm stoked for this game. I think it's going to be fantastic, and I want to know how you guys feel about it. Is it living up to your expectations? Is it matching it, or is it kind of missing the mark for you? Would love to hear about it. So as always, guys, if you enjoyed this video, please hit that like button. If you want to see more videos from me, please hit that subscribe button. I'll see you guys next time.